Development Committee.
Okay, I have item number 6E, lease for construction office for Martway and Johnson Drive projects. In the coming months, the city will begin construction on the Martway rehabilitation project, and later this year, work will start on the Johnson Drive rehabilitation project. A construction office is recommended that will provide engineers, contractors, and city staff with a location for meetings and a space for generating reports and other documents associated with street construction projects. This space will also make staff and others associated with the project more easily accessible to business owners impacted by these projects. After reviewing multiple properties in the area, the Community Development Committee narrowed their selection to a property on Johnson Drive and one on Woodson. Following lengthy review and discussion, the committee recommends the property located at 5903 Johnson Drive for the City of Mission's construction office. The monthly gross rent for this office is $1,280. Therefore, Madam President, I move the City Council authorize the mayor to execute a lease for property located at 5903 Johnson Drive to serve as a construction office during the Martway and Johnson Drive street rehabilitation projects in a monthly amount not to exceed $1,280 for the period March 1st, 2013 through December 31st, 2014.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there comments or questions?
I just think one of the things we want to make sure the public is aware of, and also the retailers on Johnson Drive, is we were concerned, number one, about having a area available that residents and retailers could go to, as well as individuals involved in the construction process that was easily accessible. We were very concerned and talked in depth about taking up the precious parking space on Johnson Drive, especially from the retailers. So we have asked that the city do everything they can to make sure that there is little to no impact at all on the parking directly on Johnson Drive to facilitate individuals coming in and out of this facility. So just wanted you guys to know that that was a big concern of ours, and that we were very careful to make sure that this option, while we do believe provides the most accessible space, would not be a detriment to the retailers in that area.
Thank you. Good clarification. Martha, please call the question.
Miller.
Aye.
Shepherd.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Cowdery.
Nay.
Kring.
Aye.
Gibbs.
Aye. Item number 6F is a resolution regarding the replacement of the outdoor municipal pool. This proposed resolution captures the history of the recommendations surrounding the new outdoor municipal pool, including the recommendation of the Swimming Pool Task Force, Council's decision to place a Parks and Recreation sales tax on the November 2012 ballot, and the desire to have the new pool completed and open for the 2014 swim season. This resolution is intended to be considered in concert with approval of the design-build contract with Prosser Wilbert Construction Incorporated as the preferred team selected through the RFQ process. This proposed resolution includes recommended changes from the Community Development Committee meeting on February the 13th. Therefore, Madam President, I move the City Council approve a resolution supporting the replacement of the municipal swimming pool and associated park and pool amenities at Anderson Park.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or discussion on this item? Hearing none, Martha, please call the question.
Gibbs.
Aye.
Cowdery.
Aye.
Kring.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Shepherd.
Aye.
Excellent. Thank you, Martha.
I have item number 6G, selection of the design-build team for the outdoor aquatic facility. As indicated in the resolution supporting the replacement of the municipal swimming pool, the recommended design-build team for the new outdoor pool is Prosser Wilbert Construction. In December 2012, an RFQ seeking proposals from qualified design-build teams was released, with 7 responses being received by the deadline. These submittals were reviewed and evaluated by a review committee made up of members of mission boards and commissions, Assistant City Administrator Laura Smith, and Parks and Recreation Director Christy Humrichhouse. 2 teams were selected for interviews by the same committee, and including Councilman Vandenberg. The unanimous recommendation of the review committee is Prosser Wilbert Construction Incorporated. This proposed contract is for a lump sum price for Phase 1 services, including design, site testing, operating analysis, etc., in an amount not to exceed $515,000. Following this design phase, a guaranteed maximum price contract for Phase 2 construction services will be presented to the Council in May. Therefore, Madam President, I move the City Council authorize the mayor to execute a contract with Prosser Wilbert Construction Incorporated as the design builder for development and construction of a new outdoor aquatic facility.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any comments or discussion on this item?
Yes, I was just wondering, Laura, if you could tell me if that 30,000 that we already okayed for that engineering study on stormwater and the pool installation, is that included in this 515,000?
No, that was a separate expenditure out of Stormwater Utility Fund for that preliminary engineering study for that portion of the channel. And I would, Madam President, since we haven't had an opportunity to meet the Prosser Wilbert team before you consider or take action on the contract, they have a very brief 5-minute presentation, and if it's acceptable, we'd like to have them just present so you can put names and faces together before. They were here, but they've got all the members of key component members of their team here. So with that, I would invite Mark Clayton and your team up. Martin, can you put that?
Madam President, council members, first off, I'd like to introduce myself and our team. Mark Clayton, Prosser Wilbert Construction. Also, I've got with me Dennis Wilbert, Vice President, Prosser Wilbert. Part of our team, obviously, it's a design build, working on most of the design aspect. SFS Architecture is Carrie Newman is here today. And then representing the aquatics portion is Jim Batchton and Dave White with Midwest Pool and Midwest Pool Management and Westport Pools. First off, I want to say we're very excited to be your design builder on this project. We're ready to hit the ground running. We're going to roll up our sleeves and get to work. We're going to be working hard, and within a few short months, we're going to be back in front of you again to hopefully execute the Phase 2, which is the guaranteed maximum price. We understand aquatic facilities within our team. You know, we've got a group that has done a lot of projects throughout the state, throughout the region. We feel like we've assembled the strongest team possible for this task. And like I said, we're ready to get started. We're going to engage the public. We're going to have, we had some meetings here actually just today to schedule some meetings with the public, as well as get our plan in place so we're ready to go. And really, that's what I have. Like I said, I'm very excited to get started. Roll up our sleeves. You know, it's cold right now, but you know, you're going to enjoy one more season in this pool, and then we're going to get started on your new one.
That's excellent. So we will see you back with updates for the public and for the council, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And we'll get those dates published as soon as we have those dates set.
It's exciting. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Shepherd.
Question.
Aye.
Quinn.
What was that hesitation for?
Cowdery.
Aye.
Gibbs.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes my report.
Thanks, Susie. Appreciate it. Look to Laura Smith as the acting city administrator and ask her if we have some news to share about new businesses possibly coming to Mission or taking over spots on
We
Johnson
do.
Drive.
Thank you, Madam President. We've tried to include some information in the weekend update recently about the activity that we've seen and the uptick in building permits and kind of that renewed investment. But specifically, we have Jose Peppers that's coming into the former Outback space there on Johnson Drive. We have an optometrist that's currently rehabilitating the former Melby's space. The Easy Living store, which was going out of business, there will be a new business there called Yoga Fix. We have a new art gallery that's going in the block with Dips and Sips. And we have All American Dental, which is down by Molly Maids. So we're seeing some really exciting, you know, yes, we're having some turnover, but those spaces are filling up. So we're excited about that.
Excellent.
Just very quickly, if I could mention just two other things. Our street crews will be out this evening pre-treating and trying to stay ahead of Winter Storm Q. Right? Sounds like, isn't that James Bondish or something?
Poor name.
I know.
Really in the Midwest, we get
Winter
Q.
Storm Q. So certainly we've got a couple I know that are anxious. They were asking to be sent up further north because we hadn't had any snow to plow this year. So their wish is coming true this evening. And then also, as you may have noticed, because of the weather and the change in the weather and the drop in temperatures, we have not yet closed the Martway Woodson intersection. And we're hoping that the temperatures will come back up. In order to finish the sidewalk work that's happening right now, we have to have weather above 40 degrees. But we have continued to communicate. I know Justin has developed a good email list for those people along the projects. He and I have been out and continued our face-to-face meetings. We've met most recently with Mission Bank and the barn players just to make sure we're getting things coordinated with them. But he sent out an email update, and I think you all are included in that. You should have received that update, I believe, yesterday. So as those go out, we'll try to keep everybody in the loop and apprised of that. So
Thank you. I just want to give a special thanks. Our police chief is out on medical leave right now, and we have Captain Malloy filling in quite a bit. So I just want to thank the police force for doing more with less right now. We really appreciate it because we know you're out and about quite a bit. So thank you. We thank everybody for coming. These are real important times. I think it's great to see your faces and hear your voices at these meetings. That's how we get our information in order to be able to serve our constituents. So I really appreciate that. Does anybody have anything?
Yeah, and I just wanted to thank Justin again I've heard from many retailers and business owners off of Martway, and they really appreciate you coming and speaking with them and letting them know what's going on. So Laura and Justin, thank you so much for keeping them up to date. Appreciate it.
We don't have an executive session tonight, so I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I can't believe